I first put to some of the senior practitioners at Stephen Jakes that I should write legal expert systems based on expertise of theirs, they were quite fearful because they felt threatened. They were the guru of their area of specialty. If I were to capture their expertise in a computer program, they would feel superseded, which indeed is one of the kinds of prognostications we have made. And yet, by the late 70s, I had a large number of people using it, and the best advocates were these senior practitioners whose expertise I'd captured. So let me explain why that is so, and that's really the secret to why the lawyers won't become obsolete. I took a senior M&A partner, and for about 30 major takeover transactions over a period of 6 to 10 months, I sat down and captured what questions he was asking himself, what criteria he was using to determine the answer, and what the answer was. So his mental checklist of how he did a takeover transaction, all the questions he'd asked. Now, by the time I'd finished and written one of these things, he was a bit of a skeptic, and I said, look, I'll prove it to you this way. You're the only one who's going to use this for the time being. I'm not giving this to anybody else. So I'm going to let you use the software I've created based just on your expertise. And here's what we discovered, that the next transaction he did, he used the software and he said, hey, it's asking a question that I'd forgotten to ask. So it's asking questions based on the last 20 transactions he'd done, but what we discovered is that humans have a very poor consistency. Doesn't mean you're a bad lawyer, not negligent or anything like that, but we are very poor at following the same, asking the same questions in the same context all the time. We actually only do what we think of at the time, and we aren't very consistent. And what we actually discovered was it was applying his expertise more consistently and more reliably than he was. Because it would always ask a question when it was relevant, even when he'd forgotten to ask it, and it wouldn't bother asking an irrelevant question if he asked it not having thought it through properly. So the quality assurance was fantastic. So the next thing we did was allow his associate to use it. And then all he wanted to see was, show me the answers that the associate gave to the questions the system asked, because once I see the answers, and I'm confident that he gave the right answers, I know the outcome will be trustworthy, because it's what I would have done.